Kharkiv was struck by a wave of Russian drones, missiles, and bombs in what officials called the most powerful attack of the war. Kharkiv Mayor Ihor Terekhov stated the city faced its worst bombardment since the beginning of the full-scale invasion, with multiple fatalities and dozens injured. The attack followed recent Ukrainian drone operations that reportedly damaged a third of Russia's bomber fleet, raising expectations of a major Russian retaliation. Missiles and drones also hit other Ukrainian cities, including Kiev and western regions, as part of a large-scale overnight assault across the country. At least 40 explosions occurred throughout Kharkiv, hitting residential buildings, businesses, and public infrastructure, according to emergency officials working at the scene. The strikes targeted the Osnovayansky and Kiev districts using 48 Shahid drones, 2 ballistic missiles, and 4 precision-guided bombs. 3 people were killed and at least 18 injured in the Kharkiv assault, including 2 children, one of whom was a 1-month-old baby. Images shared online showed emergency crews digging through rubble as they searched for victims of the destruction caused by the sudden strikes. President Volodymyr Zelensky reported that earlier attacks on Thursday also hit Kiev and other major cities, killing 4 and injuring at least 80. Ukraine's earlier Operation Spiderweb targeted for Russian military airfields, reportedly damaging or destroying 41 aircraft, including heavy bombers and surveillance planes. Observers anticipated Russian retaliation, and the scale of the latest strike appears to confirm Moscow's aggressive response to the Ukrainian drone campaign. Alina Beketova of a European think tank said Ukrainians expect daily attacks and focus more on survival than fearing further escalation by Russia. She added that people remain cautious but resilient, using bomb shelters and continuing to support the Ukrainian armed forces against continued Russian aggression. Mayor Terekhov condemned the attack, calling it outright terror against innocent civilians living in Kharkiv, who were not prepared for such heavy violence. The growing intensity of Russian attacks is reducing hopes for peace talks, despite ongoing international efforts to pressure both sides toward negotiations. A new bipartisan sanctions bill in the U.S. is awaiting congressional approval and could increase economic pressure on Russian leadership amid the war. Ukrainians remain determined to defend their cities, despite mounting casualties and the destruction of homes, hospitals, and other critical infrastructure.